All right, so you just heard everything I said about this lady. This lady is really is starting to become an old friend of mine. That's how
Mm.
when you start thinking of people as an old friend after a couple of years, that means you're going to be lifelong friends. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you guys to give it up for Miss Synde. Miss Synde, how are you today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing well. We've been talking about this Bio Bootcamp Live. We've been
Yes.
talking about the book that we have coming out. We have all of these different things, and you're in health and wellness as well. Tell people what it is that you do.
Well, I basically help people become aware of health. You have spiritual health, you have mental health, you have physical health. So there's all kind of things that you need to be aware of, and most people just are too busy to pay attention.
Absolutely, absolutely. So tell us a little bit about your health journey. What got you into being a health coach? I know you're a health coach. I know you're married to Mike. So tell us a little bit about your
Mhm.
findings.
Well, I've always enjoyed fitness, but about 10 years ago, I got involved with a health and wellness company and started learning about supplementation and different things. And um, I learned through personal training where your body won't respond if your hormones are out of whack, no matter if you're exercising or eating correctly. So I opted to get blood work done. And immediately, without even talking to me, here's a script for thyroid. And I'm like, wait a minute. So I'm sharing this with other people, and in a group of like 12 ladies, all different ages, all different sizes, all of them are on thyroid medicine. I'm like, oh, we got a problem here. There's something going on. Everybody's on thyroid medicine. And we're talking about old, young, fat, skinny, and nobody knew how to take the medication. So it wasn't really working. They were spending money and not getting any results. And of course, I researched it, and immediately within 30 days, mine dropped. And I'm like, I don't think it's a thyroid. I think it's something else. So kind of started the journey. And I learned about how nutrition, what you do, how you think, how you feel affects who you are and how you are. And I recently just went through all that again with all this COVID. I thought it really wasn't affecting me, but it was. And
Mm.
sometimes we're not aware of it, even though we think we feel fine. So it's been, yeah, it's a journey. And being married to Mike, who's a bodybuilder and a competitor, you kind of learn it from a different aspect, whereas I'm more of sustained health. Of course, as a bodybuilder, he wants immediate rewards and
And results.
response and
Right.
results. So yeah, it's a little. Sometimes we'll have a little contrast on how we do things, but basically we're both on the journey for better health because neither one of us want to be dependent on someone else to take care of us, and we want to be able to help others. So if I'm not of any good, then I can't help anybody else. And that's the whole thing. A lot of times just being aware of when I was made aware that this COVID was actually affecting me, it's like, I didn't notice that, but I have been felt much better since then. Just
So
being aware. Go
right.
ahead.
I was going to say sometimes we think that for us to get better, for us to move forward and make progress,
Right.
that we need to do all of these big things. And your thing is that we need to start with the level of awareness
Hmm.
because how do you know where you're going if you don't know where you are? And
Correct.
as you break it down into mental, physical, and spiritual, I
Hmm.
think that gives people the idea that it's not just all mental, it's not just all physical,
Right.
it's all of it together. And
Hmm.
spiritual kind of being the well-being for this whole thing. As we look
Right.
at Bio Bootcamp, we have so many professionals that are giving us great information. So let's talk about your tips. So if we're going to break it down into those three categories, what are the tips from a mental standpoint? Let's start with mental.
Have you ever paid attention to how you feel around certain people? Sometimes you feel real antsy, or if you get this phone call from somebody, it's like, oh, I really don't want to talk to that person. Or when
Right.
Nolan calls, you get all excited and you get energized, and it's just kind of there's certain people that give out these frequencies that make you want to do better or make you feel good. And then there's others that really cause stress in the body just because of how they are with you. It's not that they're bad. It's just some people give you more energy and some people don't. Or you're just in your, your environment. What are you doing? What's something that you like to do that mentally, gives you energy
Absolutely. So,
versus
so, so when you talk about environment, sometimes it's just cleaning up. I tell my sons all the time, like it's a pigsty in here, right? Like, dude, how could you feel like you wanted to be successful with all of this laying around, right? Like,
well, mm-hmm.
go ahead, go ahead.
That brought up a story when I was getting certified in personality training, and it has to do with your environment and what your genetics are. And there's giving you energy and there's taking away energy. And some people do have energy from the mess. Okay, so like I'm real neat and organized, but there are places like my desk that somebody would walk in and go, "Oh my God, how do you find anything?" But I can tell you exactly what pile it is. Sit at the desk to the right, it's like 3 things down and it's in the blue folder. And you go and boop, there it is.
Right.
So yeah, I get energy from it being neat and organized, but it drains me to do it.
Right.
It's a
And
very
I
rare
get
thing.
that. And that's the creative mindset. So I absolutely get that. The
Yes.
things right where I create sometimes is, not as tidy as some may think
Yeah.
that it
Yeah.
should be,
Right.
right?
Right.
But I'm talking about like, when you're eating, ramen noodles in your room and you got 3 bowls of
Mm.
where you ate rump, like I need you to get that out of there, young man, right? And I'm just really
Yes.
speaking about, so
Yes.
sometimes your environment, right? And
Right.
the people that you're around, that you surround yourself with. Now,
Mm-hmm.
here, I'm going to add something to that: social media, right?
Yeah,
So
that
when we,
can really affect how you feel.
absolutely, I've been, we're in a very trying times right now.
Mm-hmm.
And with these trying times, I'm not arguing with anybody. I'm not.
That's smart. That's a
And
very smart thing.
but if you come up on my feed, I'll give
Mm-hmm.
you 1 or 2 times. But the third time you come up on my feed and something seems ridiculous, I'm just unfriending you. We don't have to
Smart.
talk about it.
Right.
I don't
Right.
have to give you
Mm-hmm.
my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to attack you about your opinion. If
Right.
this is how you feel, I know you're so far gone, because I feel like a lot of times it's so much wasted time of people trying to push their narrative on someone else,
Mm-hmm.
and nobody has ever been in a knockdown fight and then say, "Oh, you know what? I see it now. You're
Yeah.
right. I
Yeah.
was wrong. Let me
Right.
change." Like, so to me,
Mm-hmm.
that's a waste of time. So from a mental standpoint, think about the social media, the posts that you put out, the
Mm-hmm.
people that are putting posts on your wall that doesn't make you feel good. You can hide those posts. You don't
Right.
even have to unfriend them. Me, I'm just a dude that after I give you a couple of times, we're done here, sir. We're done, right?
So
So,
yeah. So I don't go to Facebook too much. So I don't really
mhm.
get a whole lot of feeds from anybody. I don't. It's like 5 or 6 people, but whatever. That's fine. If you have something to tell me, I know you'll let me know.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right. So before we get to the physical, because everybody always thinks about the physical aspects of
Mm-hmm.
literally getting better, right? When they think
Right.
of health, the
Right.
first thing they think
It's
of
physical.
is physical. So
Right.
let's go to spiritual next. What do you have
Okay.
from a spiritual standpoint?
Well, a spiritual has to do with how are you helping someone else?
Mm,
Like are you a taker? Are you always demanding? Are you always bitching and griping? Or are you, a giving and kind person that listens? I think part of the problem of us being too busy to pay attention is that we're only in our own little world. And like somebody put it to me this weekend, they said, go into the other person's world and look at how they look at things or how they're experiencing life. And then when you're in their world, then you have an opportunity to talk to them about, well, maybe this might help you, or, but for a lot of people, we like to bark out, well, you need to do this and you need to do that. But it's like,
Absolutely.
you have to get in their world to understand where they're coming from or how they got to where they are. So spiritually is just the mind, how you feel, how you think, your attitude. Again, I'm not going to, just like you just talked about Facebook, you're not going to change anybody's mind by dogging them or badgering, just be a friend. And that's the one thing that I do very well is I listen. I
Mm,
am not quick to run my mouth, although I have to watch my mental thoughts like, oh, I could tell him this, I could tell him this. But when I start doing that, I'm not paying attention. So if I really want to be a friend or a help, I need to listen. And it's so funny. I'll meet somebody for 5 minutes, and there's things about them that they don't realize that they have told me. I may
mm,
know about their family, their finances, their health. I mean, a lot of even their faith. It's just amazing how I can pick up on things, and it's like, but you got to listen. You got to slow down to listen. Pay
right.
attention.
Right. So you know what, as we look at the awareness, what
Hmm.
you just explained is the awareness of your mental state when you put your first foot forward to listen, because
Right.
so many people do not listen. So as
Mm-hmm.
we put our first foot forward to listen and want to be that good friend,
Right.
your level of awareness spiritually of where you are, of wanting to do good by them, you catch your mental thoughts of
Hmm.
running away from you to bring it back to right now. It's about that person. Let me
Correct.
see what I can do to help that person. And
Right.
that's really huge, because a lot of people are always about themselves. The other
Hmm.
part that you talked about was giving, right?
Hmm.
So
Right.
as you give to that person, if you're just taking, right, and you're part of Justice League, so you
Yes.
know, as far as Justice League is concerned, we don't only have the same mindset, we have the same heart set. And
Right.
that's what makes us that much different,
Hmm.
along with all of these professionals at the top of their game that's
Right.
literally coming together on this boot camp to
Hmm.
give you guys and everybody that's listening some information that could help them during these trying times.
Yes.
So to be very purposeful on giving as well, because you reap what you sow and you attract what you are all at the
Amen.
same time. So
Amen.
absolutely. Absolutely. So now we got a couple of mental, we got a
Yes.
couple of spiritual. Hit me with the physical. What we got with the physical?
In your example earlier, you were talking about the messy room eating ramen noodles.
Right.
That's plastic.
Yes. That is what my
So,
sons eat. Yes.
but I didn't know that, and I liked it. I mean, but now I won't eat them, and I wasn't aware. Hello, there we are again. Most people don't pay attention. They assume whatever the marketing label says is what it is, and there that was part of what I needed to study, because I needed to know for myself when it says this that it really is that and not something else and or more. Because if you want a healthy body, which does affect your mental and your spiritual, I mean, they all work together. So just learning how to read labels or not being misled by false advertisement, because marketing is meant to get your attention and make you move. But if you slow down and you look at it again and go, that's really not what that's supposed to be, or whatever. And there are things out there that that can make a whole big difference. Just a few little changes, if you're aware, like high fructose corn syrup. That's in everything. That sweetens everything. You get rid of that, and you are already on a better road for better health.
Mm,
But it's just paying attention. If you're tired, why are you tired? What did you do? What did you eat? Again, like when I was, just recently, I had blood work done, which will lead into I think what we really want to talk about. I had blood work done, and my thyroid, although it was still in the normal range, it was lower than normal, and I'm like, oh wow. So I started researching, not for medicine, But what caused it? I'm like, wow, I didn't realize how stressed I was over all the craziness of this world and
Mm.
how it really had affected me. But I have to tell you, I have been, can I share that?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
Okay. I've been using the gel for over 2 years, and my HGH, which is measured by blood with your IGF-1, there you go.
Absolutely.
Um, it was 204, which was like awesome. As we talked about earlier, my husband's a bodybuilder, and I kick his butt because
Right.
I'm like the tortoise and he's the hare. He will do the injections because that's, faster results. But I do the tortoise. I do the gel 5 days a week, twice a day, and my IGF-1 is like up there. And because of aging and wanting to maximize, and then hormone, for building muscles and competing, we do consult, he more so than me, the hormone therapy kind of stuff.
Sure.
And they tell me there's really nothing they can do for me because I've got it going on. So it's like this, just going the slow and steady. That's right, with that gel. And that does help your mental state. And
Absolutely.
when you feel good and you have energy and your mental state's good, you're gonna be more productive and you're just gonna want to be around people and make a difference. So it's definitely a great product.
Absolutely. So many people have talked about what this does, but your level of awareness is on a whole nother level because you've
Mhm.
been getting lab results. And I
Right.
think you have about 3 or 4 lab results, and you can see
Mhm.
the increase each and every time
Right.
of your actual blood getting better and better from
Right.
the longer you use this.
Right.
So, as we're looking at people that are trying to have that level of awareness, really you want to figure out where you are, so once you start this, because this is a microdose,
Right.
little by little you'll start to see all of the benefits that starts to unravel. I love the fact that what we have helps pretty much your mental, because it helps your mood, your
Mhm.
cognitive, your
Mhm.
focus. It helps all of the, man, so many different things on your body. And when your
Mm.
mind and your physical is better, your spiritual really comes out,
It
right?
does. It does. Um,
You want to give more, you want to do all because you're in a
yes.
better mood.
Absolutely. And, a couple of weeks ago, I think I shared with you, I was fluffing the sheet and I
Yes.
pulled my arm. And I don't go to a regular doctor. I went to a holistic chiropractor, and he said, if your arm's not better, you might have tore your rotator cuff. And I'm like, I can't do this. I have babies, grandbabies. I got life, and this is my right arm and my right shoulder. No, and I think the gel really helped my body recuperate. I saw him twice, and of course, Mike he's not just a body builder and a competitor, but he's also a body mechanic, which is a massage therapist, but on a deeper, he's more about helping to maximize your body, not for the comfort and the fluff and duff, reducing stress. But he put on the tens, and in about 3 days, I was fine. Going from the thought that, oh my God, am I going to have a surgery or do extensive therapy for weeks or maybe months? I was like, thank you, Lord. Um, I think the gel was a big help in because it helps, goes to the areas that your body needs. So
Yep,
I
and
was
it's a
very
healing
thankful.
agent. Absolutely,
Yes.
it's a healing agent. So, anything you want to say before you go, Miss Cindy? I appreciate you. Let me say this first. I appreciate you. I've appreciated you for the past couple of years. I appreciate you being a part of Justice League because, again, our team, there's nothing like our team. Like, I've never seen any team, for no pun intended, gel like we gel, right? With the
Yes.
right mindset and the
Yes.
right heart set that we give to each other. We help motivate each other. We support
Mhm.
each other. and we collectively try to give back to the community and make
Right.
this world a better place. So anything you want to say before you go?
Just that I'm honored to have met you, and I'm very thankful for learning and using the gel. I mean, it's a great product, and of course, the people just make it all the better.
Absolutely. Hey, thank you, Miss Cindy. We'll be right back with our next speaker.
Thank you.